came here many times, and next to my sport results I had here, I had another very impressive happening here in Lillehammer. It was the 6th December 2009, when I was here for a competition. Saturday competing, Sunday morning I got a phone call already from the hospital. My wife was there and they told me that I'm going to be a father today, so I better come home. There was no trains early in the morning, so I had to take a taxi to Gardemon, which was more expensive than the flight to Switzerland, but I arrived at 1 o'clock in the hospital, and at 2 o'clock my son was born, so it was a very happy day for me. Another short story which connects me to Lillehammer is that ski jumping is quite an adrenaline sport, but actually my biggest adrenaline rush I had when we did skeleton up at the Olympic bobsledge, so this was very impressive, and I like to come back to Lillehammer very much. My background a bit, I was quite long on the World Cup tour. Already when I was 16, I joined the World Cup tour, and 15 years I was traveling around the world, not achieving an Olympic medal like my previous two speakers, but at least I made it to the World Cup gold medal in one of those many attempts I took. But also I was active in different fields when I was jumping in different commissions, and also in the Youth Olympic Games, which will be coming here in 2016 to Lillehammer. And I think also Right to Play is quite an organization which is famous in Denmark, human organization, so I'm also proud to be still active as an ambassador for Right to Play. The topic is education in elite sport, and this is also what I did during my career. I studied sport in Zurich at the Sport University, and took me also a few years, but this is quite normal that you have maybe 1 or 2 years longer when you combine sport with the elite sport and the studies. I would like to say that my best years actually in ski jumping followed the years 2005. Of course, I can say that there was more time to, especially for regeneration and also more intense training, as we saw before, it has an influence. But another part which boosted my career was that we finally got our own jumping hill in my hometown, so we could train in the summer, and that was a big improvement, not to travel for each training jump in the summer abroad. And also we had quite a big development in material section, and as Alexander Stöckel knows, that is also very important in ski jumping to have the right equipment. So my best years in ski jumping actually were 2005 until 2009, and I finished my career after World Championships in Holmenkollen. Was my last official competition, and quite abruptly afterwards we moved to Denmark. It was only 2 weeks after my career end we moved to Denmark because of my wife. She's a doctor and she already had a job in Denmark, and I actually didn't really know what I will do in Denmark. I knew I had to learn the language, the nice language, and I wanted to spend more time with my son because I was traveling so often, so that was actually my priority. When we came to Denmark, I was at home and she was working full-time. Thanks to my study, I actually could already soon after have a vicariat as a sport teacher at the gymnasium, and I liked it very much to teach at the gymnasium level, but also I thought, okay, with my background from the sport and still so much elite attitude, maybe it's still time to give something back to that, or to find in a field where I can study also that. And so I was very lucky to to be taken in as a PhD student at the university in Odense, where the sport institute is.